Sorry guys, this was definitely unexpected, so that's why I'm laughing. Okay, let me call it in on the radio, because we've been very lucky, and I know there were a lot of people very desperate to come and follow up. Now I think this is a smaller pack. I'm gonna try and go a little bit further up just to see how many individuals there are around here. I see some blood on your face. You've definitely been eating. So sorry, I'm just gonna call them in on the radio, like I said, just to let everybody else have a bit of a chance. Stations I've located: Madach, Spaghetti Junction. This was very unexpected. But what a great surprise. It's just one MOVA and about 6 individuals. No, they're fairly static for now. Okay, copy. Alright. So we've done our good ranger duty and we've informed everyone else of what's going on. Guys, I just said that you were static. Don't start running. Alrighty. I think this might be the initial pack that we saw, because there's only 6 here, and I wonder if perhaps there aren't 3 more in the up at the top where we can see them. But very nice to have found you guys again. Proves that when you stop looking for things and they come around. Alright, let's follow them around. Rashni, you're wondering if a pack will tolerate members from another pack. Well, there is a lot of, indeed, here are some of the other ones. So I think this is the one that we actually started with. There's a lot of migration in between packs, and animals will go from one pack to the other, but as long as they remain submissive, then that tends to be okay if they want to try and get into a new area. Not a new area, into a new pack. However, the case that we had today, where they were all of them fighting with one another, even if we couldn't see it, and some of the rangers reported that this is what's happening, when you have 2 formed in packs that are pretty set, it's not, they will not accept another pack coming into their particular area. Hello? Are you coming to inspect us? I think maybe they'll probably look at us and be like, ugh, this humans stink. Beautiful. Alright. They're all walking around us. Gray, you're wondering if wild dogs descend from wolves like other dogs. My common guess would be that yes, that they all come from a common ancestor, because they're all canids. However, I'm not too sure how closely related they are. Oh, there's a lot more wild dogs here. Okay, so maybe this is not the same pack that we saw earlier on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh. I'm not comfortable with you sneezing as much, wild dog. I'm just hoping this is spring. Alright, let's just go a little further on. Rex, they've just stepped in those mud wallows close to Twin Dams Road, so if you come up Twin Dams, then you'll see us there. Well, this is definitely not the same pack that we started off with this morning. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to push you away. I'm gonna have to think about where is probably... We go around here, this is probably the best view if we go to our left, because then we'll be able to see all of them. Beautiful. Well, this was quite a quite a bonus. Did not expect to find them again, and this is not where they were running. So I don't understand who we're looking at and what's been going on, or how fast they've been running, but they've definitely fooled all of us. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them actually went all the way to Sydney's Dam and then all the way back here, and then that's what happens when you run for too long. You get very tired, and then you have to sleep for a very long time. Look at those slender legs. Amazing to think that such a little body is able to run for such a long time. Alright, VM, I'm gonna go to our left here so that we can have probably a better look of all of them. So I'm just gonna go around Hopefully that'll be better. Alright. Now we can choose. I've got all the dogs here. Yeah. 11 of them. So I wonder if perhaps it could have happened that some of the pack actually split up and then they went off running somewhere else. Wouldn't be rare for that to happen amongst wild dogs. And then later on, as they get tired of running around, likely they're going to start looking for each other. Because the initial ones that we saw, the pack of 9, or when they were just 9, they started contact calling, and they make that very interesting call. They go woo woo woo, and they start making a call like that, and they were looking for some more pack members. So I wonder actually what we've been looking at the whole morning. Seems like it's been very confusing. Rashni, you wonder if the policies are different when intervening with animals that are very rare, maybe in comparison to some of their animals. That is a tough question. So normally, for example, the problem with wild dog is they get a lot of snares, so that is one thing, and they get affected a lot by diseases that are brought in by domestic dogs, so diseases that are not commonly found out here in the wild, like distemper and rabies. So when that is the case, they do or they have done preventive treatment just to make sure that these animals or that these packs don't entirely disappear, because often they will come into contact with common dogs or domestic dogs. So there is a bit of that involved, particularly in the Kruger area, and I know there's been a lot of effort to try and vaccinate them against distemper and rabies. But it's hard to find them, because these are the type of vaccines that you've got to vaccinate them more than once. And I know that Grant and Tristan have had a wonderful time trying to look for wild dogs in some areas of the Kruger and some reserves outside of Kruger, just to try and be able to dart them and then just give them the necessary inoculations. Now, in terms of if a reserve would intervene, I think it would probably be just analyzed on a what do you call this? On every specific case, as it depends on what exactly is happening. So for example, if a wild dog were eaten or hurt by a pride of lions, likely they would not intervene, because that is nature and nature has to run its course. And particularly the reserve that we're in, they try to minimize their intervention just to keep this as wild as possible. However, with a disease with something like rabies or something like that, which is highly contagious, and they would probably just get involved and try to find out what is happening before too many things happen, or that they spread it onto other species. That would be my guess. But like I said, they normally just analyze it and decide on every specific case. So there's not one general rule, but in terms of that, having said that, the common denominator is if they can avoid intervening, because it's a natural thing that will occur. It doesn't matter if humans are around or not around, then they'll leave it to follow its own course. If it's something else, then they might assess it and then intervene. Look at them all sleeping very tightly around here. Some of them have got still some red in their faces, so I'm sure they've been eating some things and causing chaos all around. You guys, you're all sleeping. They all seem to be exhausted, to be honest. There's the one with the color. So you've got to be part of the Investec Pride, I would say. Pride. Pack, I'm sorry. Pack. But definitely not the ones that we saw this morning. So I wonder what the other pack was, actually. Yeah, I am just so very confused about all these dogs that we've been seeing today. Definitely a group of 9, and then a group of... How many did we count the second time? 13, 11. I think it was about 11. Yeah, it's been very... Sorry, I just need to hop onto the radio to direct somebody onto the sighting. Standing by. Yeah, you can make your way. It's just me here for the time being. I don't know if Rex is still responding. Just come past the drainage line towards Twin Dams and then you will see us there. We're pretty much on the road. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. My Dutch, the wild dogs. On those mud pans between Twin Dams and Spaghetti Junction. Not a problem, just find out from Rex if he is still making his way. Alright guys, I think I'm going to be a very nice human being, and there's somebody that hasn't even been able to see them, so I'm gonna let them come into this sighting. Yeah, you can both make your way. I'll pull out. Sorry, the people talk a lot on the radio. You can both make your way. I'll make space for you. Alright, so we're going to stick around with them. I think we've got another maybe 10-15 minutes before all of the other vehicles come around, because some people were not listening to the radio, so they're like, oh, did you find them again? What's going on? So I think we got lucky into bumping into them, and we had a wonderful sighting this morning. So I think it's only fair that we keep good relations with everyone else and also allow some other people to come and have a look, because a lot of people didn't actually manage to have a nice view of them. But we can enjoy their company for a little while, and just to throw a spanner in the wheels, as Tristan would say, we do know that one of them is colored, so we know for sure that this is the Investec pack. Now it's probably just going back to trying to figure out who the other ones were. You're all looking so pretty this morning. Beautiful dogs. Now this is probably a good way to spend this part of the day. They've been running around like crazy the whole morning, and now they found a very good spot out in the open where they can just relax and enjoy the day, or enjoy the rest of the day. So I see some of the people are arriving. Michael, you're wondering what is the most wild dogs I've seen together. Well, we used to have a pack, I can't remember the name, around Lion Sands. And there were about 21 of them, so that was probably the big one. But in altogether, I think if we consider that these were two different packs of 10 individuals each, likely, I'm hoping now, I'm just throwing it out there because I'm not 100% sure of how many different ones we've actually seen this morning, but today would also add up. But in one go, the most that I've seen is 21. It was quite a sighting, that one, of like just dogs everywhere running around and playing and doing all sorts of things. So it's always nice to see them. And like I said, winter is a great time to start seeing wild dogs, but other than that, some other times of the year are not ideal because it's just hard. And as you've seen today, they run into the bushes and they dash in there and they don't stop, and they're not as big as some of the other creatures to follow around, and their camouflage is actually fantastic, so it makes it quite hard for us to try and follow them. So any time spent with wild dogs is wonderful time. You guys, nobody would believe us unless they had been with the morning with us and spent it dashing about in the bush when they sleep like this. Beautiful. Maggie, you're wondering how the wild dogs actually bring down their prey, if they go through their throat or their legs. So when they start running like that, they just pretty much try to bring them down, as in like they'll either bite the tail or a leg or just anything where they can try and get hold of them. But wild dogs are very well knowing. The first thing that they do is that they disembowel their prey. So they'll go for the stomach and try to take their stomach contents and everything out, and normally the prey dies very quickly out of shock. Rex, you can make your way. Alright, well, it seems that somebody else wants to go, so we can spend a few more minutes with them. Beautiful. You could fool anyone that you're actually this tame and sleepy, like the lions. Alright guys, I see another vehicle coming in, so we are going to leave them just to make space for some of the other stations that didn't manage to have a contact, didn't manage to have a sighting. Jesus, can't even speak. Gee. Alright, we are going to say goodbye to the lovely wild dogs, but while we get ourselves out of here, let's go to Tristan and see if he gets lucky with the hyenas.